All right. So we're doing a couple things today. The main thing is we're going to go look at a trail, see if it really exists and if we can get through it or not. The other one is testing out more camera crap, combinations and things. Hopefully this cable here doesn't get in the way. Might have to invest in some better coil cables. Now the trail we're going to go look at is the final link in my big loop that I've been saying that I'm scoping out. And you guys haven't seen a whole lot of me doing that, even though I actually filmed it. Because due to camera problems, microphone problems, mostly camera problems, I haven't been able to put a video together showing any of that. So I'm trying out a different kind of combo. Actually, this isn't running. See if we can get that going. Shouldn't be showing a blue light, I don't believe. Should be a red light. There we go. So I think we got the handlebar camera going for the time being. So what I decided was, one, the 360 camera just isn't good enough for a POV cam or even a dash cam. I just don't like the resolution. I think it looks like crap because you have to zoom so far in to actually get away from that fishbowl appearance that they have, that you just lose all resolution. Everything starts looking pixelated at that point. So we've got the 1R up here on the handlebar, and for some reason it wants to crash all the time. So I'm only going to use it during the segments where I'm speaking, and then I'll just turn it off. And I'm running direct power to it because if I use the extended range battery, I can't use the frame. And if I can't use the frame, the camera wants to rattle itself apart from the control module. So it's a great idea, but it just doesn't work. They need to fix it. And their idea of fixing it is, hey, we'll sell you a brand new camera we came out with. So that's the way they all are, though. GoPro is the same way. They don't seem to fix problems with the cameras. They just introduce a new model and say, oh, well, here, buy this one. Like, I already bought one. That one didn't work. You want me to buy another one? Screw you. So I'm running the GoPro on the chest, which has its fair share of problems too, because it wants to overheat and lock up after a few minutes as well. The only way I can get it to work is to run direct power to it all the time, and then it will stay running. I guess since there's no battery to be overheating. So that's what I'm doing. I've got a cable here running to 12 volt or the USB outlet on the handlebars. I need a better cord for that, or cable. Everything's just a little too short, so I need to fix that somehow. So I need to find like a 5-foot coil cable with a 90-degree USB-C on one end that's of high quality. So hopefully if this setup works, I'll start looking for some high quality cables. Just don't know if it's going to work or not. Now I do have to say I'm fairly pleased with this Sena microphone. This is the Sena 20S, and it's designed for intercom systems, but I've kind of got it rigged to use with cameras, and so far it's working really well on its own, you know, as far as it goes, but it's almost too good since its focus is mainly on voice bike to bike. It just cuts out all wind noise, engine noise, ambient noise, things like that. I'll leave a segment of raw audio so you guys can hear the wind noise, and then I'll do the noise cancellation, and you'll hear the difference. I just wish I could get some more, little more ambient engine noise in the video. We'll see how that works out. So I'm gonna head up the mountain here. We're going to the far south end of my loop. It's only about a 10-mile ride, but once we get there, we're gonna do what should be an off-road or through the mountains double track trail. So might get a little rough, we don't know. We've had some rain. I don't think enough to really make anything muddy, just enough to dampen the surface, maybe kick up a little bit of mud. We'll see. All right, let's get there and check this place out. Now we're coming up to where I originally had planned to start the ride from, but I moved that. I moved it onto the Blue Ridge Parkway because I figured that would be a better starting and ending spot, because having it here where I had it led to some backtracking, and I was trying to avoid as much pavement as possible and as much backtracking as possible. So by moving it up on the parkway, that allows me to have a start and stop point at an overlook. So you got a good meeting spot. If you're wanting to meet up with other riders that are going to meet you somewhere, you tell them, meet me there. And it's a good place for pictures and things like that. And it cut about 10 miles off the length of the route just due to not having to backtrack anymore. So I think it's going to work out better that way. So this road I'm on is not part of the trail. It's on the map, but it's not part of the actual trail system. This is where I was going to have you meet, because this is where the Blue Ridge Parkway is here on our right. You go up that trail and it'll link to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and we're about to go underneath it right here. So this is the Blue Ridge Parkway here. So all of this now is cut out of the actual trail. Because you would have had to backtrack this. You'd have had to go out this way and then come back this way. And I didn't really like that. And that trail you saw back there to the left, that's a dead end. It shows that it goes all the way to the next road on the map, but it does not. There is a gate and you cannot go past that. Well, this is supposed to be a mountain trail going through the mountains. It's paved and residential on both sides. So I'm going to continue riding this thing, because I know it's going to link up to some gravel, and see if there's any reason to come here or not. And it is raining. I'm going to have to pull out a towel and keep it tucked in my waistband so I can clear the camera lenses off. So this will cause a bit of an alteration in my map layout. If I get all the way to the end of this trail or road and there's no reason to come here. So this might be a bust. But at least now I know for sure what's what. Because the map can show you one thing, but I have to actually physically come out here and check it and find out what's really here and what's not. So we've got a ways to go down this. So we'll see if it becomes a little more remote as we travel down it. Doesn't look like it. The houses keep getting nice. Bunny. All right, and as soon as I say that, well, now we've hit gravel. All right. Time to get serious now. This is slick and swirly too. This is kind of like, I don't know, that other stuff was like riding on top of a cake frosting, you know. What is this? Oh. Now I can't get off the bike and stop the bike. So we are going to back up here for just a second. Let's find neutral. There's a box turtle in the road. Hey, buddy. You shouldn't be in the road. Go over there. I like turtles. They're funny. Now the road sign, excuse me, at the base of this said something tunnel. So maybe we'll see a tunnel up here or something. I don't know. Yeah, the mud is like I said, it's kind of like cake frosting. It's slippery on the surface, or it's gushy on the surface, and then it's slick right beneath it. So I'll have to watch my speed where they're in the spots where there's not gravel, where it's just clay and sand and stuff. Yuck! Hopefully you guys can see. I'm gonna have to stop up here somewhere and pull a towel out so I can keep cleaning off these camera lenses. In fact, I'll do it right here under this tree. So we'll start this back up in a second. All right, so hopefully everything's working again. We've got quite a ways to go down this. So I still haven't decided if this is going to be part of the big loop or not. This is going to link back up to what is currently the loop. In fact, I'll end this video at a campground up here that we're going to end up at. So hopefully the rain doesn't cover up the POV camera too much. So yeah, most of the trip will be gravel roads like this. We'll have gravel roads like this, country roads like what we started this road on, and maybe 2 miles of Blue Ridge Parkway. And you got to cross a busy mountain highway. So I'm trying to eliminate as much riding on that as possible, because traffic on that road can be a nightmare. You got logging trucks. Sometimes people just drive like maniacs up there. Even motorcyclists, because it is a twisty mountain road, so people want to fly through there. I don't. I want to enjoy the countryside and see the scenery. When I say people driving like maniacs, there's a reason why you don't see motorcycles sitting outside psychiatrist's office. They aren't the people going in for therapy. Here's my therapy. Try to wipe the lens off every now and then. Yeah, so hopefully this turns a little rougher, in my opinion. Because I was wanting this to be a mountain double track, but it's not. It is getting more, or it's getting less traveled as the farther we go in, which is good. It's what I'm looking for. This is a beautiful little area. If it wasn't for that trash back there. Pretty little What is this, a draw? Pretty little draw right here. And as I say, we're getting more remote when I come to houses. But we're not even halfway across this trail. Or road, or whatever you want to call this. Yeah, it started to look like it was getting less traveled, but now, like I said, we're getting into more houses and things again. Really fast. And pavement. Alright, so it's turning paved again. Yeah, so if this is what we can expect all the way across this, I might cut this out. I'm not wanting too much pavement on this route. And I'm going to have to stop and consult the map here. See what that says. Yeah, it says Sugar Hill Tunnel. Slap Creek. Yeah, this is the road we want right here. I wasn't expecting this to be paved either. This is eventually going to turn gravel. Oh, snap. All right, Mr. Turtle, you need to get off the road. And I'm not in a good spot here. Come here, buddy. All right, so we got us a turtle sitting on the fuel tank. And I'm going to move over here to the side. We had to catch him with my crotch. Say hi to everybody, Mr. Turtle. Get over here so you don't get run over. There you go. Got to save the turtles, man. I was up here one day, and there was a turtle that I was not saving. There was a huge snapping turtle sitting in the middle of the road, hissing at me as I went by. I wasn't about to stop and help him. He was on his own. If he got hit, he just had that one coming. All right, so bear with me with the rain here. See if I can clean this off. I'm trying to take my best guess to see when this is going to turn to gravel again. It's like maybe about 1.5 miles of this. I wish this rain would let up. I came out and filmed some other trails yesterday, but like I said, camera problems led to me just scrapping all the footage. I should have kept some of that footage because the image stabilization on that camera went on the fritz, and I was wearing it here, and it would have been a good demonstration to show you how rough some of this stuff is, because it was just unwatchable. It was like, holy shit. And another thing that kind of stinks about having to run power and microphones and things is these cameras aren't waterproof anymore. As soon as you start plugging things into them, you lose the water resistance. So hopefully I don't get no rain into the cameras. That's just another problem. So I think once we get to the campground up here, I'll end the video at the campground, and I'll dismantle all of this and put all the cameras away, get them out of the weather. This is a pretty little area though. Well, you guys are seeing it, so I guess let me know in the comments if you think this should be part of. I'm calling it the Billy Goat Trail. Just a loop around the mountains. Guess you guys can have a vote. Yeah, right here's where the pavement ends. We're back to gravel again. I said if it was this all the way and not pavement in spots, I'd be more apt to use this road. So I'll let you guys vote in the comment section whether you think this should be part of the loop or not, or if it's too much pavement. I guess it is nice to have a pavement break every now and then. Get on something smooth instead of rough gravel the whole way. Even though this is not rough right here. This is pretty smooth gravel. Some of it, like I said, I call it the Billy Goat Trail for a reason. There's some rough gravel on this loop. We'll see that when I do the full-on start to finish. It's like I said, right now I'm just putting trails together and linking them up. And then I'll eventually do the big ride and camp along the way and all that. I'd like to put together a group of people to come do it and get their input and let them, you know, say on video what they think of the ride and everything. So it'll give like this area a little destination. There's another bunny. Only seen one deer today. There's a fawn in the road when I was on the faster pavement section, trying to get to this spot. If nothing else, we saved 2 turtles. Or at least saved one. The other one was kind of just hanging out. He really wasn't in a whole lot of danger. But I try to move them off the road when I see them. Because I'm such a swell guy. Let's clean this camera again. Alright, so we are climbing again. The little offshoot right back there that's not on the map. Little bit of deadfall in the road. We're not so remote that people don't live here. So this is gonna drop again pretty fast. So we're climbing up, and I know the spot we're going to on the map is really close. We're not far from it. It is gonna be at a much lower elevation. So I've got some descending to do here somewhere. We're really close to the end. So I don't know, I kind of have mixed feelings about this one. I don't know, because we're kind of paralleling the other trail that I have earmarked. It's right over there. I'm trying to decide if this is better or if that is better. I'm honestly wanting to say I think the other trail might be the better route. Might be the more interesting one. Alright. I think we're coming up to our intersection here. All right, so the road quality just dropped off dramatically here. Getting into the red clay again, and that stuff is slick. Yeah, so now we're doing that descent. I said I knew it was coming up because I know where we're going to end up at was at a much lower elevation than where we are. So this is a fast descent. It's not treacherous or anything, but whenever you're in this red clay and it's wet, watch yourself. Be ready to rein it in fast. I'm not sure if that was all of the descent or not. Looks like that might be the steepest part. We're still descending, just not as rapidly as we were a second ago. But we need to be coming to an intersection here pretty quickly. There it is. All right, now this is the main trail right here. If I was doing this ride, we would head off that direction. But we're going to go this way. Let's see the other side of it. And there's a campground right up here. So I kind of have to decide whether I like this road out here that we're going to get on better than that one. I think I like this other one better. If that one, like I said, if it wasn't so much pavement and had less houses on it, I think I'd like it better. This is the Appalachian Trail right there. We just crossed it again. This is the lower end of it. We're down south of Brown Mountain. Whoa! I said that red clay and combination of red clay and wet pine needles is slick. We flat tracked it around that corner. Got away with one there. I think I was one-handed on the handlebar too. I can't even remember. Oh shoot! Still waiting for my stomach to catch up. There's a good chunk of deadfall. Here's our bridge. We'll stop on the bridge here for a second. If I can turn the camera. That is the Peddler River. We'll see a lot of that on this trip. We're going to head up this way. There's a truck in the middle of the road clearing some deadfall back there. Now all this here is all campsites. We'll go up to campsite proper here. There's a little information board and the bathrooms. There's the outhouse. And I guess that truck wasn't clearing the deadfall. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, all back in there, all of this is all campsites. And this is usually full, so don't plan on camping here. So I am going to go that way to get home. Now I'm going to go see what this truck was doing. Yeah, a lot of times, if you come here during like hunting season, hunters will move into this place and just set up like camp communities out here. And they'll be here for the duration. Yeah, so I guess that truck just drove over all this. I guess I'm not going home this way. I could probably get around it over there, but I'm not going to mess with it. So I'm going to turn around and we will end this video here. And now we know at least one road I really don't want to do. I'd rather be on this one here that we're on. And it would just lead you to this bridge. You would turn right here instead of taking all that pavement. So I think I'm going to use this road here. Then you could go straight if you wanted to avoid the harder sections. Will be this way. If you wanted to avoid the double track sections, go that way. And if you want to do the double track sections, you would turn here. I think that's how I'm going to set it up. So hopefully we got some footage. See if my camera's still working yet. And hopefully the audio turned out good. Hopefully everything turned out good. And I got to find some new cables here. And we'll go home and get out of this rain. See you guys later. Well, all right, Uncle Voodoo does not feel like taking the long way home. So we are going to bust some brush. Let the Himalayan live up to its name here. Another thing that's got me worried about this is there's a little ditch. Hopefully don't mess anything up there.